The Industrial Revolution between the 1790s and the 1920s saw a period of strong economic growth that contributed to the rise of the U.S. as a world superpower. Throughout this time, arguments over proper treatment of workers in factories intensified. Labor unions formed strikes and advocated for equal rights in industry, which brought attention to the improper treatment of workers in factories. The Industrial Revolution influenced the market revolution from 1800 to 1848, leading to modern tools of labor such as the cotton gin in 1793. The cotton gin was primarily created to end slavery by efficiently harvesting cotton, but had the opposite effect, like pulling an all-nighter for an APUSH test.
Oh no. Oh no. Maybe the next one will be better. Oh, this is very bad.
However, the cotton gin inspired further slavery in the South and led to more arguments between the North and the South.
Samuel Morse's telegraph in 1844 helped transmit messages across greater distances, easily relaying information without using carrier pigeons that took weeks to transmit messages because they flew into a window. The telegraph influenced the idea of westward expansion, facilitating the spread of industry and settlement into the western territories.
Industrialization created opportunities for large-scale businesses to control American capitalism, eventually turning into a few monopolies. John D. Rockefeller started the Standard Oil Company, the largest oil producer in the U.S. Rockefeller was also a philanthropist, donating a lot to the less fortunate. Cornelius Vanderbilt facilitated the creation of vast railway systems, controlling roughly 40% of the nation's entire railroad systems. Vanderbilt's control over the railroad industry led to the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad in 1869 and eventually the Railroad Act of 1862, where the government took control over the railroad industry. Due to low wages and poor treatment of workers, laborers advocated for government regulation on industry. The Sherman Antitrust Act was passed in 1890 to control monopolies and loosen their grip on American capitalism. Monopolists found loopholes in the law that made it largely ineffective. This led to the passage of the Clayton Antitrust Act of 1914, which controlled monopolistic activity, promoted competition in businesses, and gave workers greater equality. The Populist Party advocated for further government regulation of industry, fair treatment and representation of farmers, and the 8-hour workday. The Populist Party helped workers gain equal rights and representation, culminating in the creation of labor unions.
The Knights of Labor in 1869 was the first labor union advocating for fair treatment and acceptable working conditions in factories. The economic differences created by rapid industrialization and unfair treatment of workers led to the Panic of 1873 and the Panic of 1893, which were severe economic depressions caused by bank failures. The economic crisis led to decreased trust in industry and the government, causing a push for greater control over industries and legislation and to fix monetary differences. Upton Sinclair, The Jungle, detailed the filthy and hazardous working conditions in factories, leading to reforms such as the Meat Inspection Act of 1906 and the Pure Food and Drug Act of 1906. Additionally, Jacob Riis photographs of the tenements and dirty, overcrowded living spaces in cities, cataloged in his book How the Other Half Lives, raised strong concerns. The rise of military-industrial complex, periods of industrialization where many factories created goods for foreign military conflicts, led to an increase in job opportunities and increased industrial output. Following the end of World War I in 1914, investment in the stock market and American nationalism flourished, but quickly decreased as a result of overconfidence in the stock market and increased foreign spending, leading to the Great Depression of 1929.
The Great Depression decreased job opportunities and wages, severely inhibiting the U.S. economy. Franklin Delano Roosevelt's New Deal programs helped alleviate poverty during the Great Depression. The New Deal subsidized businesses, gave direct support to low-income communities, built infrastructure for transportation, and established measures to allow fair competition between businesses to prevent further economic depression.
The Industrial Revolution was an extremely important time in American history. It inflated the economy, provided opportunities to citizens and immigrants, and modernized systems in the market revolution that facilitated greater technological growth and expansion westward. building the bricks for foundation of global superpower that the United States is today.